Hello traders and welcome to this new Bitcoin technical and order flow analysis video. Today's video is going to be straightforward. We will have a look on my trading yesterday. We literally nailed beautiful short from the top. It's still running. I hit to take profits and I will be waiting for final take profits once we clean the weekend liquidity. And in the second portion of the video, I want to show you technical analysis, order flow, what we can expect from Bitcoin, where we are right now, okay? Also, I will be mentioning a bit of fundamentals and seasonality again. I need to remind you, during summer, we need to really focus on day trades and swings. You really limit your scalping, yes, because the volatility is pretty low. So you need to let market run for hours or days until you hit really decent targets. So let's start now. And also a few words about the current situation. So Bitcoin was, since Monday started, since Asia started, we were pushing up on the back of the de-escalation on Middle East, but right at the highs we saw another escalation in the Middle East. It's very similar to last summer. So you do trade on technical analysis and order flow, but you are affected by the fundamentals, yes, in the price. So you need to be aware of what is happening in macro, because any escalation in Middle East is sending risk assets as Bitcoin down, equities are going down, oil is going up, gold is going up. Yeah, so you have these macro correlations. Let's start. I will be starting these few words about weekend liquidity. Let me turn on. This is very important aspect for you if you are building your trades out of weekend. So let me turn on day of the week. So I'm turning on the overlay from the blue. The blue overlay is weekend, and the red area is when you stopped out weekend longs, and the yellow area is where you stopped out weekend shorts. I just want to remind you, if I now zoom out just 1, 2, 3, 4, just past 6 weeks, anyone who built position out of the weekend, sooner or later he got stopped out. So I just want to warn you, if you trade out in the weekend, make sure to do really good take profit, especially when Bitcoin is in the range. Look at that, we are in 1 month range, 6 weeks range to the sideways we go. So in such conditions you are really defensive, and when you get trade out of the weekend, that's really cool. But make sure to take profits, because sooner or later market will hunt you down. Actually, and this is why I'm showing you this, and it's a really good tip. When weekend traders are stopped out, for example here, they were building longs. Yes, they got rewarded, but you really needed to take profit, right? Now market is hunting them down, because in the end, market is viewing weekend as an inefficiency. The institutional capital and the biggest players with the most volume were not trading the weekend. So they will be revisiting the area and they will be testing it with proper volumes. You can see people who were building longs here, they got rewarded, but they in the end got stopped out. What we did after we took final low here, we started pushing to the upside. Yes, again, so very good confluence. When you take out and liquidate and stopped out weekend traders, you are getting really good opportunities. Right now you see what happened. Again, people were building weekend longs as well, because this was very exhaustive move to the downside, and we stopped the shorts out already. We took a lot of liquidity and now we are returning back. You've got 1, 2, 3 lows close together, so that's what we'll be talking about later in this video. Is very likely Bitcoin will return there and stop these people out, then you get another good long opportunity. Same thing here, longs taken out, shorts taken out. Again, longs built, you've got not a bad move, but in the end market return for you, and you would be stopped out if you were trading weekend. Shorts destroyed. Again, shorts are from the top, they got stopped out. Even longs, yeah, so people were longing here. We've got the big push over the weekend and Bitcoin stopped them out, and then you pushed. Same thing over here. You were short, like people were shorting over the weekend, now they are getting stopped out during Asia, then you reverse. Now you're taking weekend longs liquidity, you overstretch on the liquidation, and then you start pushing and going sideways. So yeah, this is, I really literally can count on my two hands occasions when Bitcoin was not clearing weekend liquidity, when it was mainly in the impulse and it was just pushing to the upside. So that's just small tip for you. Yeah, be careful when you do exposure during weekend. So now let's start. We will be starting on Monday. I want to show you a few things. So this is the trade I missed. This was the Asia drop. This is very, very rare. I didn't set alerts. Most of the times I have them. This time I said myself I need to get more sleep because I was pretty tired. So a lot of our traders were trading during Asia. This was the drop when Middle East escalation started to go heavy, and you had chance to go into the long. I think I was covering it in my previous video, so we didn't need to go over this. My main step here was to add to my swing long because this only had 20% left, so I doubled my position. And on Bybit it means it moved me higher somewhere here. It widened my stop loss, but I got more exposure to the upside. It was not full size, sadly, and I was not trading the weekend, so I had no exposure to the upside. Now let me show you my thinking process as I was starting the week, so you can see how we were analyzing and how we started preparing for Bitcoin to go higher, and then we were ready to interact with Bitcoin. This is also crucial. So you are waking up, look at you are opening with cap up on equities, and we are seeing very strong bounce on Nasdaq and ES1. Gold is going down and oil is going heavily down. This is telling me very, very straightforward. The world is de-escalating, like Middle East is de-escalating, and markets are reacting positively. We've had a lot of good news which were providing us support to the upside. Now we are fighting for a long time with this order flow resistance. Here someone filled a very large order, so you can see many walls here. We can go to Tradinglite, so I will show you that area exactly. Yes, over here. So hundreds, what was the size? Yeah, it was pretty big size, over 1000 BTC. So these areas, like this area, like if someone was building new position over here, he got immediately trapped on the news, like that this was another attack on Israel. So he got trapped, and you see how this area where people layer a lot of buy orders, they instantly become order flow resistant. This is one of the cleanest order resistances and supports you can get when you got such tools as Tradinglite. So this rejected once. Then you've come to the area again, a bit higher, but still unable to go. Another, you can literally view this as a market structure resistance area. So I told our traders already, if you start reclaiming this area, we should see a larger move to the upside. Once you did proper reclaim of this area and you took out these two highs without swing failure pattern, you move over $2,000 to the upside. So yeah, it was very clear for me. And now this is absolutely key post for yesterday because that's where we shorted. Yes. So I was preparing myself, unless fresh escalation in Middle East sends market down today, and I will take reactionary short. I will look for first planned short up here where we might get 12th of June swing failure pattern into the large sell side clusters on perpetuals. Okay. Just think about it. This whole move was very exhaustive and impulsive to the downside. I can show you the volume profile, why it's really interesting for me, and why it was not so hard for market to fill the whole area, and only after you fill, you can view this also as an inefficiency. Let's go to bid ask. We do 1 hour time frame over here. Where we need to go? We need to go over here. This is where the attack happened in the Middle East. So you see almost no volume. It's when you are getting long here in these supports, you can target this area easily, especially once you get acceptance here, because market is always, like, remember what's the main, you have 3 key purposes why market exists, and one of them is to be efficient and trade proper volumes on levels. And now you see how this was very inefficient, low sell side, low buyers, and now you feel that, and that's where you got into the pullback. So this is always one of your goals when you are in position to enjoy your trade, when you're already in trade, to let the inefficiency run. Look how inefficient also, like, move to the downside was. Many buyers were getting in, they were getting trapped, but overall you had a lot of this volume illiquidity and volume inefficiencies here. So market was pushing, like everything was getting filled over here as well. Yeah, look at this candle as well. I'm just looking on the price action which started the impulse, yeah, because of course the auction was pretty balanced over here, but you see not much volume traded up here. So in the end, this was really good goal to have for that day. And of course, we are seeing hundreds of millions on the sell side on the perpetual markets. Just remember, Bitcoin is trading 107,000. It means these walls, if they are 500, 600, 700 Bitcoin, are really massive. Yeah, there's tens of millions each. So you are seeing a whale or institution is defending this high. So they were literally trying to play and force market into swing failure pattern out of this high, which is really crucial high because again, it was leading the impulse, and people know, like market makers, institution know, people will have a lot of stop losses behind the impulse who were participating, because that's literally their invalidation in the structure. Yeah, because you don't have any good high to hide your order behind. Yeah, so people will be stopped out, and that's also offer opportunity, and that's where we reversed yesterday. Yeah, so this is what I do during summer. Do I want to short here, here? No, I'm literally more patient trader during summer. Like, I'm even more patient trader, not just during summer, but overall. But again, preparation was key. Nobody is forcing you to pull trade in the middle of the range or the top of the range. You need to be really efficient. You have plenty of time to get that. And this was the thing. So this is aggregated order books with Kiyotaka. So you see multiple exchanges here. And Bitcoin, again, this was very exhaustive push. I was not loading longs, but our traders were with the alerts or Trading Asia. And you see the order books are pretty thin. Yeah, we see I don't want to say empty, but they are pretty empty, and it's not that hard to push for this level, because we see not much resistance in these order books. Spot markets, you don't need much volume to actually push there. Yeah, you see how they are thickening the higher you go. So this high also had help of the spot market. Yeah, you would need 2 or 3 times more volume to push actually higher. So really good area also, because you run this, and as you move to the downside, again, order books are pretty empty, but we will be doing that in live analysis. Liquidity was also like important for us. Yes, this was weekend liquidity, and Friday we were already chewing over that. And you see, once you come to this high, you've got this node. You want to run this node pretty much for the swing failure pattern, because once you start getting acceptance into this node, you risk to run the node fully. But we stopped at this node, like literally the start of this node. So very good confluence for that as well. And this pose is really good for today. We will go over that a bit later, but again, this is weekend longs now, and you see how lows are close together. So once market, potentially even today, returns to this low, it's gonna be pretty easy for the market to cascade and move to the downside forcefully. Take out this low, this low, this low. They will cascade into each other, even these two equal lows. We will grab liquidity, then you go potential long out of the weekend pain. And this is the thing, you know, all weekend. This is also weekend, I just wanted to point out. All weekend, Sailor and gang around him were scooping up cheap Bitcoin with bull CVD. This was the weekend price action. So we are trending to the upside, higher highs, higher lows, and CVD on spot is going down. So it is showing you spot markets, passive buyers on spot markets are absorbing any market sellers on spot. And that's in the end played out into 2,000-3,000 Bitcoin move to the, $2,000 Bitcoin move to the upside. Okay, so these are very gentle clues. If you are positioning into long from weekend or from here, you want to see bullish CVD on your side. Yeah, it was excellent this cycle. I was also warning our traders to watch daily naked POC, but it was not the primary area of interest. You actually got even like small scalp, and then market continue higher. And I was telling our traders, I'm seeing sellers starts to show up at 100,007K, but it's not the strongest signals yet. They will be much higher. We will get stronger bands higher, because you know how we incorporate the TRDR into our trading. And remember, this is one of the most valuable templates you have on TRDR, combined with bands, which is showing you, again, a good reminder for you, the fuel in the system. This drop on another war outbreak and attack gave you almost 4 billion in aggregated delta. When you get such an event, literally some people in the world trade just this. They put alert and they have aggregated alert set at 3 billion, for example. Massive, like super exhaustive move to the downside. Anyone who wanted to fill longs, like fill the pockets as much as you wanted, and by statistical means you are getting at least, you don't even think about scalping here, you get day trade or even swing trade out of this, like few percent move, like minimum is, I don't want to say guaranteed because we work with probabilities, but still again is very similar threshold we've hit here. You need to understand when Bitcoin is ranging for weeks or months, the money in the system are also staying same. And we talk about leverage, we don't talk about spot. Of course, spot is continually taking away supply on Bitcoin. But in the perpetual market, same money are just floating. You know, these people were loading limit longs here. And now when retail getting destroyed and liquidated, they are feeling position on the short side. Again, you see that with the big spikes, you see this last spike was also top. Yes. So these are events which are highlighting you. There is 70-80% chance you are finding bottom or top. And now I will be showing you this template live. We really literally reached to I think a really good threshold, like 2 billion or 1 billion, and then these people who were shorting into the lows got destroyed with the move to above this high. Yes, that's just beauty. And I'm also saying the open interest is rising very gradually, and it is so yeah, it is very healthy move to the upside. I don't see like crazy spike in the leverage like in the past. So very good move, and it was spot led move. This is also good template on TRDR view. So this is first area of interest for us, and this is if this area is breached with high volume and you do breakout, then you will be focusing up here where even larger sellers are lurking. So you always can pick your battle. You don't need to force battle where you don't want to. On the pullback, we'll be watching that, so I will be talking about that later. A bit of resistance out of the another area. We filled also many walls here, so you see how we reclaimed this. This is leading to very good move to the upside, but another, like a lot of buyers were engaging with the market here, so you got another turn to the downside into the VWAP, and then we continued for the final target. These people also needed to get out from the market. Tradinglite is truly like an X-ray of the market. Let's go down now. There was a bit of, I don't want to cover scalping here much. I'm also showing volatility index. Our traders in such volatility, if volatility index is below 2.5, you literally focus on day trades. You don't try to scalp Bitcoin. So it's really good. You've got that scalp from daily naked poke. That's okay, but this was not the primary trade. Let me show you now the primary trade. By the way, do you see what we are doing whole summer? Like past 6 weeks, we focus on this 1 month range. Okay, so you're already coming into this. So some traders who are getting long here or in the weekend, you will see some profit taking flows. It doesn't have to be exactly at the level, but it's going to be around the area. And for me, it was at the area around the high. Yeah, so I knew we are there. And plus you've got still at the high, you've got the previous week rotation to be filled. Don't underestimate this, yes? So we do previous day or rotations, we pay attention to them. And the second thing you pay attention is previous week rotation, okay? So this was final target from this time frame, right around the high, right where Bitcoin stopped yesterday. Right now, we are now in my area of interest. Look at that. So we are almost to the 109K. We are not doing swing failure pattern out of that high, but we see sell side is getting very big. Look at the sell side. Yeah, it's over 2,000 Bitcoins. And I'm still a bit patient so far. Like I'm seeing shorts are getting absorbed. Yeah, this was not good. Let me show you a bit later. Absolutely crucial thing was happening here right now. You can even take short a bit later based on order flow. We are seeing like very high relative volume spike. Look at this volume spike compared to previous activity. Like most of the day we traded very little candles, like 100, 200, nothing. Yeah. Now you are seeing 3-4 times more volume in the candle. 700 million volume candle, huge positive delta. Top longers coming in. Nothing crazy like 500 longs, but still very decent positive delta, which is showing you the move itself is getting pretty exhaustive from relative volume spike. And now I'm giving you very clear post because I took short very briefly. Yes, it's gonna be here. Now I'm telling you Oh, that's a mistake. I just need to do like 1/8. Okay, so when we lose 1/8, 108, 150 needs to be lost for deeper pullback, which is relative volume spike candle and top longers. Let's go further down. We are very close to liquidity node, yeah, so we are very careful here. We want to have tighter stop loss because in case you go into the another liquidity node. And now we are seeing change of character with the order flow. So this is absolutely crucial. Again, this is not trading from Trendlights, RSI or whatever. You are seeing many new sell walls were getting added, and sell side is getting much larger than before. Now it's over 3,000 bitcoins on the sell side. You need multiple times more volumes to continue higher, and you already were moving higher all day, so it's very good chance the buyers already got exhausted, and these sell walls can actually spark profit taking flows to the downside. Yeah, so here we are. Many sell walls added, took short. Now key to take out buy wall. I was talking about this buy wall. This was huge, like 800 bitcoins. So he was trying to, I think he was trying to spoof market, so we fill more walls. But again, we needed to lose this wall, so we open road for the lower. Very aggressive trade. Of course, I'm very aggressive, and I will add to the trade if we take out that wall. Future pullback might be very likely limited. That's one of the Fed buys. So I'm just saying Asia traders because I'm gonna go sleep in 1 hour. Maybe this is going to be supported, but I think this wall was pulled later on, so it was not providing support. Very good. We had open interest decrease into the 800 BTC wall. So longs from past 3 days used him as to book profit. So you didn't see big shorts into the walls, and they were getting trapped, and they would have continuation higher. Open interest was decreasing, so long from higher needed to close. As he's long, he need to sell, so he sold into the wall. Yeah, so they used this person to, and this could actually be some like FOMO long, so he got trapped as well. The main thing which was holding market a bit was Coinbase was buying, but the leverage was already selling. Now you see how the walls, like new walls, were getting added as we continue to the downside. That's always what you want to see when you are in trade. So showing you passive market participants are chasing price to be filled. They are lowering their standards. They don't have problem chasing price. So that's what you want to see definitely. And then I literally left. So I left for sleep. Yeah, I left short running. I got the stop losses hidden behind the wall. That was the only thing I could do. And I've set alerts myself if we start moving to the downside, because it was pretty, it was very risky situation. We might see Middle East and escalation. So in that case, I wanted to have that short. And now I need to show you what happened after. So do you remember me mentioning, let's go here. You need to lose. Yes, this was critical post. That's why we sometimes can have later entry and is more safer. Again, this was the relative volume candle, 110 million, and I told you need to lose 108, 150. This is going to be, you will trap all the top buyers, and you will go below the relative volume spike candle. Okay, so and look at the reaction. Once this was properly lost, boom, massive sellers. And if you zoom out, look who is actually vulnerable in the market. So shorts are going, I'm showing you Binance, this is most important pair. Shorts are going sideways, but you've got many people long here. Yeah, many long here, and they are very greedy up here. Nobody's like very limited take profit. So you see what is happening. Once this relative volume candle was lost, the main profit taking started, and it accelerated, moved to the downside. Look at that. You already, like all these people who are getting long here are getting very little profit or stopping at zero, yes, or even small loss. So pretty exhaustive move already, like you already took out so many longs, and that's when I was waking up, hitting some nice profits on latest short. Alerts woke me up. So on this move to the downside, actually I was waking up here, so I took take profit 1 here for 30%, and then I set another take profit target. I returned back to sleep because I need really good sleep. I set the take profit right here. Let me show you why right there. It was for another 30%, because when I was up here and I was waking up with alerts, I've seen pretty large walls that were already there, each with 400, 300, 100, 200. So not bad. I'm setting alert here. Is very realistic target. You will take out all those stop longers who were pushing a good portion of the London and New York session. So very realistic target below this low. So another take profit hit for another 30%, which means I got 2 take profits out of this short now, and I have lost 40% on the short running. I'm paying myself, always doing that during summer because market can round trip me. Imagine there will be like peace or ceasefire in the Middle East. I expect we might see very, like, you can either literally return back to highs. Yeah, we trade with fundamentals currently. And if there is escalations, well, then I will keep this short and I will be running it for weekend liquidity. So that's how it's looking. Let me show you this. So we already discussed the weekend. We will turn off this, and we will turn on that. Look at that beauty. Like, what can go wrong? And each trade, most of the trades I was giving live this trade, so people can benefit like while they are learning or doing their own training. Sometimes I give signal, why not? So people can make some money with me as well. And you see how this was targeted, yeah, for this high as well when you were long. So profit was taken also on the swing long here, 15%, because I was adding 20, so I have 25% left. You see, not a full size. I would take much larger take profit if I would be in full size. Now the final target will be here. Literally, I will get stopped out on the remaining size after 2 take profits, or we will round the weekend liquidity and I will hit take profit 3. There is no in between. Maybe if we come here, I will add to short or at the highs, but for now, this is how it's looking. And we will be waiting for the Middle East news. Now we can actually move to analyzing Bitcoin where we are right now. I wanted to mention something else. What was that? Okay, maybe it will. Oh yeah, one more thing, because I was doing a charting yesterday. So let's go to charting, and I was preparing trade areas. These are areas where I look for trades on Bitcoin. When when we arrive to the trade area, I will decide based on order flow if I want to take the trade or not, if market is cooperating with me. And the first trade area for the short side was set here. You see, I was not planning much shorting in this area. Only after we arrive here. Another trade area is over here, another one here. Now let me show you live the reaction. Again, we are not signal group, but I'm doing this trade area so people understand where I look for best reward ratio trades, especially as a day trader and swing trader. Like, I was not interested here in scalps. Okay, I'm interested here to hold position for few hours or few days. So it's gonna give me nice journey and I can participate on the journey. So the trade area, I don't care it was wicked a bit, yeah, it's area. And again, you've got some technical levels, but you see how we skip them, yeah, because this is what matters. This was the liquidity and key high here. So this is not ICT, you know, on Nasdaq, yeah, where you've got point of control here and you get the reaction. No, Bitcoin is very different. Bitcoin will be always Bitcoin is gonna always hunt where the liquidity lies. Yes, because like this, and again like this, very likely you get maybe reaction from POC, but then you go for that. So let's have a look on Bitcoin, what we have in the order flow. First, I will need to check the general market. So general market is telling me today we are in risk off session, which is the risky assets as Bitcoin are not getting bought. It is caused by the Middle East tensions. We are seeing gold creeping up. Oil is still elevated and up, which is showing you there is premium in the oil markets. And this is, while this is positive or is not going heavily negative, I think the world is pricing in more escalation or not end of the war. So oil is going to be always a decision point. Equities are down. It's not big down day, but still 0.60%. And Bitcoin is also down with equities. You can see the correlation, yeah? Look at that. Push to the upside. Bitcoin pushing, equities pushing. Now we are in pullback. So world is literally nervous about Middle East. So that's what you are trading today. Plus it's also summer. So we know Bitcoin is in the summer. We can start with the technical analysis and then we will move to order flow. Market structures. So yeah, you can see the Friday again. We found really nice support in the previous, because you were pushing in the impulse, but you need to see where consolidation was happening prior to the push out of the impulse. So this market structure was really key for us to hold on Friday. Now right now we haven't reached, but we were really close to the strongest, like this box here. You remember I was shorting in a previous video, also hit some really nice targets. This was beautiful trade covered on my previous video. Right now I don't see any, like, market is trying to build support here. So again, we might actually go for these 3 lows. Again, this was weekend, take them out, and then you will get push out of this, or you will go for swing failure pattern out of this. So these are 2 scenarios I will be looking for today or maybe tomorrow if market continues down without any change on fundamentals. You can also see now, this is really good thing, somewhere there was, yeah, let me find this post. This is actually crucial post. Look at that. This is crucial post. And do you think I have a crystal ball and trying to predict the world with that crystal ball? No, I work with probabilities. I said it's like in my head 80% chance we will be in this box this week. And that's what we've got. We pushed here and moved to the downside. Market staying in this box this week, if no escalation, Middle East. Yeah. So we are nothing surprising is happening. From that we are still in that box. You can also see market like literally this is limbo. This box is limbo. You were not ranging here for a long time. Always impulse. You tried, maybe we will find support out of this range, but I don't think it's likely based on fundamentals. In the future I think market will be building some volume here anyway. But if you have no AMT support, yes, it means you can move over the region very fast. So you will go for the revisit of the range. The biggest problem to not get bullish retest here, and bullish retest, I mean you will find support here, is this was weekend. A lot of the activity here was weekend. That's what I don't like. So I would prefer market to run the range liquidity fully, like here, and do this. So that's the thing. But I will be monitoring, of course, 3-day epoch. That's what we need to do. We can see some big orders there and change in order flow, and you will take the trade. But just be aware, this is the best call to have. Always, as I was showing you at the beginning of the video, to take out the weekend traders. From a larger perspective, of course, again, doesn't matter, we deviated here. Only where we deviated was another high volume node anyway. From this is resistance for us. You see how very little volume we traded in here. In the future, I expect we will do more ranging to fill the volume profile here, because it's like inefficient up there. Ultimately, if situation is not improving and Bitcoin continues to the downside, we start running the liquidity of this range. You will look for new opportunities where? In this box. So first on the liquidity of the weekend, and then like you can even view it as a wider box. Yes, so this is your area of opportunity where you will be seeking new longs. And this is also like very large 1 month high volume node. So once you get swing failure pattern from these lows, what you can expect, you might expect new range happening here again, because Bitcoin, like many, you know how big demand is for the Bitcoin. Like we have already now 10 companies who are seeking to buy Bitcoin into their balance sheet, and the seller is always lurking. So, and they are scooping up. When we are watching what they are doing, they're actually scooping up Bitcoin in this 1 month high volume node. Yeah, so this is very plausible. Like I would not expect like immediate bounce to the upside, only if there is ceasefire in Middle East. So you might get another range here for the rest of the week here. It'll just be like, you need to just assess all these scenarios. Yesterday I was telling our traders, like, this is pretty critical area, because once you reclaim this, it's gonna lead Bitcoin to the upside. These were 2 most crucial Bitcoin anchor VWAPs. One was leading impulse and one was from the highs. So reclaim of this usually outstretch move to the upside. This was like green light for you when you are in long to wait for this high. Yeah, so that's how you combine VWAPs with trading. Right now we are approaching the anchor VWAP from this impulse, so we will see if we get reaction. But again, it's top of the range, and not ideal situation. If you lose this, like this is more important for buyers, lose this, and you will open road to go to the downside. You will be also putting in danger all the people longing past 3 days. Big order blocks is waiting us at the lows. It's 4-hour order blocks. 4-hour order blocks, they have highest win rate, so that's why I have them on chart. How are the extensions looking? Do we have anything here? Mainly to the upside. Balance zones, we can have a look. Yes. No liquidity taken from this pool, and this pool is much larger. Let me see. Yeah, this is pretty much easy pool. When you are, so this was really strong bear market impulse to the downside. You were ranging here for a very long time, 9th of March, over 5 weeks. You push to the upside. You don't see new range forming here between 1 and 2, which is 1-to-1 extension. You were spending here just in the middle line. Bitcoin was not doing this, but you see once you come over here, Bitcoin, like this was literally predict where we will have future range on Bitcoin, and it's going textbook so far. Yeah, so look at that. Yeah, it's 2-to-1 extension out of the core. Like when we ended the bear market, the bear impulse to the downside. And when you potentially lose this low, the new range for this summer can be actually done here. Yeah, if you lose the midline, then you can do this. So yeah, very easy to actually predict future stabilization points, so you can trade them with balance zones. That's all we need here. Let's go to more closer time frame. We have previous weak point of control as well here with the 3-day POC, so you can be aware of that. Composite POC should be there. Yes, composite POC is also there. We had no power to reach this one yesterday. You can also view this yesterday as a swing failure pattern, but it was on the local time frame, it was failed auction, and on 1-hour time frame, it was more of a like 4-hour time frame swing failure pattern. So on a small time frame I always recommend you to mark weekend low and weekend high. Yeah? You see how this is gonna be the target for today, for the next 48 hours. Major liquidity are still far away from us. Yeah, these are swing trade opportunities above, like here and then here. Immediate swing trades expected from this CME gap. Do we have any? No, we don't. It's far away. And on 4-hour time frame, we are still, we still a lot of chop on this. Ultimately, because we also have tariff deadline, I don't think it's problematic yet, but yeah, this is the range I'm watching for the rest of the summer as well. One of the big pulls. I expect range to be in this box for this summer, but if this is like this area start to get lost, I will focus on this high time frame range. Then I will be seeking how we react with the 6-month point of control, and if we find support in the main 6-month high volume node. If this is lost, I will expect move into this inefficiency to take out these lows. And remember, market is fractal. Do you see what happened here? This is actually fractal situation when I turn off this. So you've got this curved structure. We took them out and we pushed, yeah. And we didn't get acceptance into the inefficiency area here, where you have very limited support. So in the future, you've got very similar fractal situation here. Again, many higher lows. This is the final high you watch. Future push to the downside and bounce. Yes, I expect many will be bidding for such a move, and they will not let Bitcoin into the inefficiency. If you get into the inefficiency, you will let it fill, and then you will focus on new trades out of here. Again, picking battles with liquidity principles, with empty principles, is not that hard for us. Still, really, I'm happy. I was estimating the macro cycle pullback really well. You see, we only front run it by $2,000, actually $73,000, and there's nothing, you know. There's nothing. Is like, okay, it's 5-6%, but we already predicted 33% pullback based on this monster extension targets. Yes, 1-to-1 of the move. Like, it was literally one. Same move, same impulse to the upside as the move from the bull market, the initial bull market impulse. Yes, and you see what's gonna wait for us higher, these big extensions target. Macro channel is still going well. Okay, so I showed you a bit of the local and medium time frame technical analysis. Let's have a look now on Orderflow. How long is the video now? 40 minutes. Okay, so want to do it in a bit shorter time. Yes, equities continue down. So you see, I just sit in short unless I see change in the global macro in the Middle East. I will be sitting in short, and I will be looking only for long opportunities down here. Again, trade area is waiting for me down here when we stop out weekend traders. Let's have a look. So first you need to be aware of the liquidity. You can see pretty heavy punishment already was done on the short side, and now longs. So this is impulse liquidity. You are about to hit. A lot of pain will be done here, but much more pain will be done here. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4 lows close together. You will focus today in case we cascade down on this liquidity to be taken, then for first potential bounce. And if not, this is not holding, then this was high volume low, and this was extremely high volume here traded on the news, on the escalation, on the iron attacking. So, but there will be a lot of liquidity below this low. You can see like immediately how FUD liquidity started to show up here. So you can also watch this low for swing failure pattern out of 102k. Yeah, exactly from here, and then you return back to range. So these are two areas you'll be watching today. Order books, we can see spot, like look at the Binance. Almost nobody was putting buy walls as we are dropping down. So you need really little volume to actually go down on spot markets. Let me show you. Yeah, let me refresh. Yeah, spot market is, how much is selling? 50 million sold on spot market since middle of the Asia, and we continue grind down. If you zoom out, you can go to 5-minute time frame. One thing you can do also, why it's looking like this, we refresh. One thing you can be look for, and you know the maximum pain was done in the market, so we have delta is still here on perpetuals. When you come into this area, you would like to see delta coming to the same place as it started here. It's showing you a lot of people who were getting long past few days are now stopped out. They were forcefully selling, and the delta did the round trip. Yeah, the spot market already is at the lows, but we know how many we are getting so much selling pressure on spot market. So delta round trip will be one of the confluences for me today. How are the order books looking? What is encouraging, the lower you go, the stronger support you get. Like we already start to see decent spot walls, buy spot walls here on Binance. So, and I think this area is pretty good as well. So you see how spot market wants to buy the weekend traders getting stopped out at 104k. So you can watch this area, definitely. We can do Kiyotaka, which is going to show you aggregated order books. So we see if the Binance is aligned with the Coinbase and others. We let it run. Perpetuals are very clear here. In case there is de-escalation, we might get to the highs pretty fast. So just keep that in mind. You need to watch financial juice. If you are higher rank in our group, I negotiated 90% discount on financial juice for you. So instead of $1,000 per year, you will pay $99 and you are getting live service, audio service from them. And here we are getting all the red news fast, so you can literally trade the news if it's given. Yeah. How is Kiyotaka looking? Loading forever. Well done. Perpetuals, I don't see much perpetual walls here. Like big one is here, but it's just single one 400. So I don't know Well, the sell side is very obvious here. If we return back to highs for whatever reason, I'll be looking for the highs. The highs are, I don't like the highs, by the way. It's still weak structure because the swing failure pattern was very tight of this. We need like better high. Like this swing failure pattern locally fixed those 2 weak highs, but still I would prefer better high, like boom. So in the future you will be looking for, also whatever I say is not financial advice, it's just education and entertainment. I'll be looking for new shorts in this area and in this area, like whole area here, with the help of this big sell side. Perpetual walls might show up later. This is dynamic situation. They might start putting new orders when we come into these lows to absorb them. How is spot market looking? Kiyotaka now loaded. 50-minute time frame. Why is loading for so long? And finally, you see a lot of longs already cleared from the market. How is the Bybit looking? Bybit is looking like this. Okay. So we see where is fuel. So Bybit shorts are piling in here. They are safe. They are not trapped. But you see who is now the vulnerable and who is leading move to the downside. Well, it was Bybit. So Binance is already cleared, but Bybit still over 2,000 Bitcoin longs. And the lower we go, these people will be getting out. They will be forced out, and we will push with their fuel these lows. Yeah. 5-minute time frame. Let me do last try. Final view we can have with TRDR. Of course, TRDR is a key decision tool. We've seen a lot of pressure here, especially from Coinbase and spot up here. So we also got this signal too when you were getting long with the blue bands, which have 90% win rate since 2025 and 85% win rate since 2024. Can literally comfortably swing long Bitcoin or short with this template. This is mainly focused on longs. When you were getting long here, this is it was time to get out. The pressure was getting stronger. As I remember, I was selling 107k, not so big selling pressure, but here, of course, it was. Let's go for other templates. You can see how these sellers were getting taken out in waves. 100 billion, 500 billion, 100 billion, so a lot of here. So they were taking out like slower than usual, not with such some impulse like here. So the fuel is getting wrecked already. Very nice. Liquidation. So you see market is so far not causing much pain on the long side. We will need much larger liquidations. These were, by the way, too huge. Something like this would be nice to get final pain out of the weekend longs. Aggregated open interest. Yeah, these were shorts coming in the future. They might be squeezed if you go beyond these 2 candles, so be careful about that. Here with this template is even more visible. On Binance we also had selling pressure. The selling pressure was aligning, look at that, all like spot markets were aligning together, and perpetuals were also on the sell side up here. So very good confluence from both markets. It was not, you know how you range, yeah? Oftentimes you get spot sellers, passive sellers blocking price, and then you have perpetuals buying. That's what we've got. For example, here perpetuals were buying and spot was on the sell side. So we've got the 3-day range, but not this time. Everybody like perps and spot were in line. Everybody was trying to fill shorts. So very good confluence for you when we got into trade. Funding rate getting negative. That's okay. And beautiful. This is our swing template again. This was double pressure, so it was giving us swing. Now is giving us more of a day trade, but it can become swing later. And we see these big dark red clouds up there, which are many sell walls above the all-time high, which are so it's not going to be easy to make new all-time high. You will need a lot of volume there. We also use very special version of RSI, which is non-lagging and is correlated only for the open interest. And you are getting these beautiful signals, like here, buy. This one was not. Now selling pressure increasing up here at the highs again. selling bands were reached and the buy pressure was again reached. So you can pretty much, if you're a swing trader, this template will be introduced in 10 days in our group. You can use this very simple template to use it as additional confluence. Just this alone has very high win rate. Yeah, it's gonna be like green light for you to look for trades. Spot market loading up finally on Kiyotaka or no? No, it's not working. Yeah, so you see, still staying with Tradinglite. I might switch to Market Monkey later. Let me finish TRDR and that's going to be it from me today. Yeah, in the future, just remember this region again, 100, almost 110k and around to 110, 500s. Again, really big resistance region on this is spot. Actually perpetual, so very heavy resistance on perpetuals in the future. Even if you go beyond this high, loads of resistance will be waiting for you there. Just be aware of that. And spot heat map. Ah, these were pulled. Interesting. Spot is still lurking at 110k. You can see these big orders were pulled. Yeah, in the future they might still sell. This is all-time high, very close to all-time high. They might be in shadows, then they will sell. But you know what sometimes happens when they pull orders and you see market reacting to the downside? It's possible these people are like they lost patience and they start to dump on the market with market selling orders. Very possible here because it's aligning with the top. We will see. So that's the thing. And the whale walls were also not lying today. They were lurking over here, and the much larger sell side is still at 110k. It's just showing you the whales, so you know what they're planning to do. And a lot of walls will be waiting for us below. Alright, traders, so we went over my trading, and I've showed you some order flow for today, and I showed you some setups I'll be looking. Pretty much I'm not interested to trade from here. I'll be patiently waiting as explained in this region and in this region, and I'm still have the short. Swing long, I need to load up. Yes, it's still 25% left. I need to load up again on swing to full size, and I need to increase short if market gets higher to me. Plus I will be monitoring the global fundamentals, because right now market is only trading Middle East. Tariffs are no longer such a problem because they can delay the deadlines, but right now Middle East is the biggest trouble for the market. You always have primary theme where markets is reacting, so always pay attention to that. Thank you for watching, traders. If you like what you see, just give it a like and subscribe, and definitely join our group if you want to get all the templates views and learn all the principles from modules I use. Thank you for watching, traders, and I wish you pleasant trading day. Bye.